And we are back with just 6 game weeks to go in the Premier League after what was a fantastic week of European football for the English clubs. Chelsea fans will feel a little bit disappointed with how they exited, but they can be very proud of how they played in that second leg. Obviously, City and Liverpool comfortably through in the end, albeit a little bit of drama towards the end of the Man City game. And then last night, Leicester and West Ham both putting on fantastic performances in their respective Europa competitions, meaning that we have a vested interest in all 3 European competitions as a Premier League fan. Granted, I don't want Liverpool or City to win the Champions League, but I'm fully behind Leicester and West Ham for the Europa League and the Europa Conference, so all the best of luck to them. And like I say, a great performance from the English side. Now, on to the Premier League itself. We have a split game week due to the FA Cup semi-finals. We have 6 games over the weekend and then 6 games during midweek. This video is just going to be for the weekend games. On Monday, I shall release the video for the midweek games. But before all of that, we'll go through our usual process, round up the results for game week 32 before moving on to the start of 33. Drop a like if you do enjoy this series, and let's get into game week 32 results. Now, you may or may not remember, but basically before doing any of my predictions last week, I said that this game was going to be a tough game because genuinely it was a really tough week to predict. And the results show you why. Not really going to complain about a lot of these. I got laughed at for suggesting Man United would even draw against Everton, and obviously they lost. Brighton winning at Arsenal is a ridiculous result. Chelsea's 6-0 is an incredible result for them, but it wouldn't surprise me if Chelsea won, but I didn't think they'd win 6-0. Moving to the rest of it, not many complaints, like I say, and I will mention Man City Liverpool because I feel like I was justified in my prediction at half-time. I don't quite know how City weren't more than 2-1 up at half-time, and then obviously after Liverpool got their equaliser, Pep made the decision to sort of say, right, we'll sit on the 2-2, and that's what they did, meaning that we are still only a 1-point difference going into the last 6 or 7 games of the season for the respective clubs. But for me personally, sadly, it's only a game week score of 3. Well done if you managed to do any better than that. Genuinely, it was such a tough week to call. Brings my season score up to 186. As we move ahead to game week 33, don't forget, of course, to let me know down in the comments how you are getting on. And here we go. So, like I said, 6 games over the weekend. This is obviously only a part 1. And we start with Saturday, and we start with Tottenham and Brighton. And really, again, there's surely only going to be one winner here. I'm going to go for a 3-0 win for Spurs. I don't think it's going to be as easy as it was against Aston Villa. Maybe that's a bit harsh on Aston Villa. But Brighton are a tough team to break down. It was 3-1 in the FA Cup a few weeks ago to Tottenham. And Brighton obviously travelled to North London last week and won at the Emirates. So I don't think they're going to be very easy to beat despite the form of the Spurs front 3. But I'm still going to give Spurs the comfortable win. On to the 3 o'clocks. And, well, I mean, if we can't beat literal bottom of the league at home, I don't really know what's left for Manchester United right now. I have to look at it from the eyes of Burnley beat Everton easy, Everton beat Man United easy, and Norwich beat Burnley easy. So by that logic, Norwich will beat Man United easy, but I'm not going to do that. I cannot possibly suggest any other result other than Manchester United winning at home to the bottom club in the league. However, I'm only going to go for 2-1 because we are just in shambles right now. Norwich are going to be fighting for their lives. We should be fighting for our European lives, but if the last 2 or 3 performances are anything to go by, we will not be showing any fight. And if Norwich do get some form of a result here, it would not surprise me one bit. But don't worry, we'll have Liverpool, Arsenal, then Chelsea straight after that. So even if we do beat Norwich, the season will be over by the end of next week anyway. On to Southampton and Arsenal. Currently now the two most out of form sides in the league. Southampton with 5 defeats and a draw in their last 6 games. Arsenal with 3 defeats in a row. And obviously Southampton off the back of a 6-0 defeat at home to Chelsea. They're going to be looking for a response, but I think this is, again, I said this last week, Brighton was the perfect opportunity for Arsenal to bounce back. And now I think Southampton is also the perfect opportunity to bounce back. But you can then make the same argument for Southampton, saying an out-of-form Arsenal is the perfect opportunity to bounce back from a 6-0 defeat. So with all of that said, I'm going to go for the team with who I believe have the more quality, which is Arsenal. And I'm going to go for 2-1 to Arsenal there. Again, I think that is probably the toughest one to call this weekend. But I have to give it to Arsenal just purely based on, like I said, the quality of the players available to them. Watford and Brentford. Again, arguably a tough one to call, but on current form, there's only really going to be one winner here, and that's Brentford. Watford are in desperate need of results. It looks like they may have lost Cucho Hernandez, who has been their best player over the last few weeks. So whether or not he's fit may make a difference. Brentford, however, though, since the signing of Christian Eriksen, have just gone up a level. And I think they're going to be losing him in the summer to probably a higher status club. It's a shame for them that they only signed him on a 6-month deal, but that's the way it is. But I'm going to go for 3-1 to Brentford in this one. I think right now they are just a much better side than Watford, and I think they'll quite comfortably go there and get the result as Leeds did last week. And finally, we have the 2 games on Sunday. The 2 sides that I said at the start of the video have had a fantastic Thursday night. Leicester with a fantastic away performance in the second half against PSV to get a great result against the team top of the current Eredivisie. They travel this weekend to Newcastle, who again themselves are going to be full of confidence after the result against Wolves. It all suppose comes down to priorities. I mean, Brendan Rodgers, I've said this enough times over the course of the year, Brendan Rodgers always likes to play his best possible team in every single game, be it the League Cup, FA Cup, Europa Conference, Premier League, whatever. So I don't think he's going to be resting players off the back of the Europa Conference game just because they have a chance of qualifying for Europe through that competition. He's still going to want to try and qualify for Europe through the Premier League. However, I'm going to suggest a little bit of fatigue coming into it and a little bit of form for Newcastle as well, and I'm just going to give this one to Newcastle 2-1. It wouldn't surprise me again if Leicester do get the result there, but I was impressed by Newcastle last week against Wolves. They were comfortably the better team, got the deserved win, and I can see them doing it again against Leicester. And then finally we have West Ham and Burnley. And let's be honest, Burnley were poor last week. Yes, they won against Everton 2 weeks ago, but they were very, very poor against Norwich. And West Ham, again, it's a kind of same situation with Leicester, where West Ham could qualify for the Champions League by winning the Europa League, but they're also going to want a good finish in the Premier League, and I think they're going to be far, far too good for Burnley this weekend, and I'm going to go for 3-0 to West Ham. Maybe that's a bit harsh on Burnley. They do tend to have a better defensive record than that, but the way West Ham played last night, they will beat any team pretty comfortably. So 3-0 to West Ham. And that will conclude this week's video. Like I said, this is a 2-part video. Part 2 will come on Monday, where we have 6 more games over the course of Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. Don't forget to comment down below with your predictions. Drop a like if you are enjoying this series once again. Subscribe if you're new around here and you do enjoy this series. Have a very happy Easter weekend, and I'll be back soon.